Runner's Paradise. That's what locals called Rock Creek Park. As the sun sank lower on the orange horizon, Mitch Monroe was nothing but one of a dozen runners, just what he wanted. Out on a cold, late October afternoon, enjoying a piece of wilderness in the midst of Washington, D.C. His breath came in white puffs, fogging and disappearing in the crystal-clear air as he climbed another hill. The sun's weak light barely penetrated the heavy wall of trees on either side of the trail. No traffic sounds came from the nearby road. Beach Drive was closed on weekends, so hikers, bikers, runners, and walkers could use the road for workouts and sightseeing. Thud, thud, thud. His feet pounded a similar beat to his heart, light raindrops falling intermittently and making the trail wet. Running, running, running. His entire life had become running. Running from the FBI. Running from a mistake that he'd do all over again. Running from his past and a woman who haunted his every move. What he wanted was to be home, but there was no home for him anymore. Running was all he had. Behind him, another runner entered the trail and Mitch quieted his breathing to listen to the rhythm. Was the runner speeding up or slowing down? Following him, or simply following the trail? There was only one person who knew he was here, specifically on this trail at this time of day. He constantly varied his comings and goings, varied his runs and the places he went. Tonight was different. Tonight he was meeting a friend. Mitch had few friends these days. The footsteps grew louder. Closer. 1 step. 2. He eased to the side of the trail, ready to duck into the woods. As usual, he was unarmed. Fugitive or not, he'd never shoot a fellow agent or police officer. If they came after him, they were only doing their job, and it would be his own damn fault if he got caught. Anyone else, say, a bounty hunter or random criminal looking for a sucker, was fair game. Even though he'd once been a bureau man with commendations in his personnel folder to spare, he wasn't a man of violence. He'd protect himself and those he cared about. Period. The level of violence depended on the threat. The squeaking of sneakers drew closer, and a shorter, thinner man fell into step beside him. Kemp Rogers. The only man who knew Mitch was here. A friend Mitch hadn't seen or spoken to in months. The man who had requested this secret meeting. Hearing Rogers' heavy breathing, Mitch kept his pace slow and methodical, jogging, not running. He pinned his gaze on the road ahead, putting one foot in front of the other and resisting the urge to grab his friend in a bear hug. So wrong. He wasn't a hugger. Months of little contact with friends and none with his family had made him crave human contact. That cushy White House job is making you soft, man. Rogers snorted an out-of-breath chuckle. Not like our days in the bureau, huh? A wave of homesickness devoured him. Not for the bureau specifically, but for what had been. His job, his friends, his life. All gone. Rogers' text earlier that day had been brief. Rock Creek, 5:45 p.m. TN. The message had come from an unknown number, probably a burn phone. But Monroe understood. Rogers had news about Tommy Nusco. About Tommy's death 3 weeks ago during a joint FBI-ATF assignment. Mitch cut his eyes left, noting Rogers was dressed in all black. Not a reflective stripe or bright color anywhere. Definitely does not want to be seen. The cat burglar costume is really working for you. Hardy har har, like you're some runway model. Not me. You've got the cheekbones for it. Too short, but I got brains. That's why I'm in the White House. And I'm not. I assume I'm freezing my ass off for more than idle chit-chat about your doomed modeling career. Rogers snugged down his knit hat, his voice full of the classic sarcasm Mitch missed hearing these days. You never minded freezing your ass off before.